If you own a house, sooner or later you're going to need your roof repaired. And if you do, you're going to get something like this. It's an estimate, and look at this, it has a bunch of terms on it, and I don't even know what this stuff is, and we're going to tell you how to read it and decode this estimate. We're here at Gresham Roofing right now with Jason in front of your demonstration house, which is super cool, and you're going to take us through what these items are, why we need them, and kind of how to read our estimate.
Yep, we get a lot of customers that call in and they're like, I've got 5 estimates, I'm not sure what all the terms mean. So this is drip edge flashing, it's a 1x3 flashing. We install this first underneath the starter here, and it goes on underneath the felt.
And what is that?
So,
why do you need it?
This is so any water that comes down and tries to back up, by wind, driven rain, or ice dams, it keeps it from getting back up onto the plywood and dry rotting the plywood or dry rotting the fascia board.
So the roof's no good if the water can still get underneath it?
Yep, if it can just run right around and drip around and get on the plywood, it'll just rot out the edge of the plywood, eventually rot the fascia board. This way it keeps it out and drips it right into the gutter.
Oh, okay.
As far as venting goes, there's a couple options you can do. You can see we have this up here. It's kind of cut open. I can stick my fingers in there.
Oh, yeah.
On a lot of houses, they'll just be ridge cap, and you'll see a vent like this that goes in there, which these vents work great. They get put in right here, but we prefer the ridge vent. And the ridge vent goes on, and it goes over the cap up here like this, and then any air that goes up can just come straight up at the top of the ridge, and that way if you have a good soffit venting system, it'll just come straight up, straight out. Your roof will breathe good, your roof will last longer, it'll help with the heating inside your home. It'll actually protect the paint inside your home, protect your attic from dry rot.
All that from venting?
So, yep, all that from venting.
So that's a really important thing. If you see that on the estimate, you need it.
Yep, and a lot of roofers will come and they will just change the venting on the home, but they won't change the soffit venting, so it's always important to ask what the roofer's going to do as far as soffit venting, because you want to make sure you have a good 50-50 flow. You want to have enough intake vents to make sure that you have enough outtake vents also. So.
Okay, so soffit is underneath.
Yeah, soffit's underneath here, and you would have a bird block that comes in here, or if you had an enclosed soffit, you would have a continuous vent that allows air to flow into the soffit and allows it to flow up out of the ridge vent. Another thing to look for is a lot of companies use full shingles like this as starter strips, and when you do that, this would go down first, and you don't have the seal line right here. So you want to make sure that the contractor's using a good starter strip like this. That way when this first shingle goes on, it has something to seal to right here, and that prevents the wind from blowing off the roof.
So it's important that when you get the estimate, you ask questions like, are you using a starter strip, and what are my options with the shingles?
Yep, what are my options with the shingles? What kind of venting are you using? You want to make sure that they come in, sit down with you, go over everything. You don't want to just take something that comes over the email and you kind of just try to decide by price. You want to decide by the quality that they're going to give you and the products that they're going to use.
Well, if you want to learn more about how to decode your estimate, or if you want to get one of your own, log on to kptv.com/more or call the number on your screen from Gresham Roofing.